So we have already explained, but we were thinking that we should do another story time.
Story times are just going to be like a running theme now for our channel. We may not upload them all the time, but they will be a continual theme on our channel. So it's not to say that we're just going to stop, we're going to do one story time and then stop. We will just continue to do them, we just won't put them out as often as we put out our reborn stuff.
Yes, because these story times won't be reborn related.
Yeah, some of them may be in the future, but the ones that we've currently got written down are not reborn related, so they won't go out as often. And another thing as well, which I didn't touch on in our last video, our roleplay videos we will be doing once a month. Because roleplay videos, at least the way that we do it, I don't know how you guys do it, but the way that we do it, it takes hours. We did a video yesterday, which if you follow us on Instagram, you will be aware of what happened. But we filmed this video from 2 in the afternoon, and we stopped doing it at 9:30. So that just gives you an idea of how long it takes to film and edit. Editing alone, I would say, was about 5 hours of it, and then the rest of it was the filming portion, because we try and make it look as realistic as possible, and we like think of cute little ideas to make it look nice on video. So that is why it takes so long, and that is why they will be getting put out once a month, because they take us ages to do, and we want to edit it and make it look nice and
Realistic as possible.
yeah, and put like the best of our abilities we can into it. So that's why they will only be out once a month.
But anyway, this story time,
A taxi driver who absolutely flips out.
he went ballistic.
Let's start from the very beginning, right? So, we booked a taxi. We had no idea. When we book a taxi, we think it's a taxi driver who has to work for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
We don't think that the taxi driver is about to finish work and we are their very last stop before. So yeah, this taxi driver wasn't happy that he got our journey, because it was a fairly long one. But yeah.
Yeah. So he was going to my house, and to get to my house, you have to. It's quite a long way away from where we were, so we had to go over 5 bridges to get to my place, and one of the bridges was closed, so he had to park up and like reroute his sat nav.
But before he did that, he got out the car, left us in the car by ourselves, and we were like, hey, what is this man doing? He got out the car and he went to go and argue with the people who were doing the building work. He went over there to argue with these people who were just doing their job, and we were just sat in the car like,
There's been signs.
our
for
taxi
a month.
driver's gone, and yeah, there's signs up everywhere, so it's your own silly fault for going that way when it said that the bridge was closed. I think that that is something that always seems to happen though. They always think they can chance it, and they will try and go over one of the bridges which it states that it's closed, and they will try and go over one of these bridges and then get angry because the bridge is closed. But anyways,
It's
that's
happened
besides,
many times
yeah,
trying to get to my house.
multiple times. But anyways, that's besides the point, because
Yeah.
this is quite a long story time, so we should probably, you know,
Get it on.
yeah.
So anyway, so he got back in the car and he was trying to work out where my house was to where he was, and like try and reroute.
Trying to ask us where
Trying
to
to
go.
ask us where to go. I was like, there's only one way, and that's through a different way. He was like, no, too long.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I need to go home. No.
And then he went on and told us that his shift finished at 6, but that's when we booked our taxi for.
I shouldn't be doing this journey. It should be someone else. They are useless. Beep, 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 beeps.
Lots of swear words.
And we were just sat there like, I'm sorry.
And then he tried to argue with me, like, because I only knew one other way. Well, I knew a different way, but that was even longer to the way I suggested the first time. He was arguing because it was too long for him.
But
It was the only
then,
other way.
this is when things start to get I would say a lot scarier. Yes, I would agree with that. So he goes on his merry way, and we're not quite sure what this man is doing. He's muttering to himself.
He is speeding.
Yeah.
He is over the limit speeding.
Like, we're talking, I think the journey that we went, there was another bridge, but it was a smaller one. And we're talking, I think, right?
It's like a sharper one.
Yeah, but it's a smaller one, yeah. He pretty much flew over that bridge. He didn't go, whoop, no, he flew. He just flew over it.
And there was a canal bridge as well where it goes like really small, like there's two pillar things, and you have to like go slowly through it, otherwise you bump your cars.
Yeah.
No, zooming through that.
Yeah, like places where you need to look, he was just going straight out because he was so angry. And then, yeah, it's really dark and everything.
It's really dark in the countryside.
Yeah,
so.
And he's on his phone as well. He is talking to this company on the phone while trying to drive us through these narrow little areas.
Not knowing where he is in the countryside.
On the phone, yelling down the phone, talking about how useless the company is that he works for, saying they are this, that and the other, and just going off on one while zooming through every possible place you can imagine. He was just getting stressed about everything, and he was just, you know, having to go at us, having to go at everyone. Life was just hard for him. I mean, it's not to say that some people sometimes have to work over their shifts. We've had to do it multiple times, where we've had to work over our shifts, but, you know, we don't have a meltdown and try and kill our passengers. But,
or our customers.
Yeah, besides the point, he then starts fishing around in his bag. And I know this probably sounds really over dramatic, but you think about being in our situation where we are in the countryside, it's pitch black around us besides his phone light, which he is on the phone, not to say like he's on the phone talking to someone, yelling at the top of his lungs pretty much, saying how useless they are while trying to drive us through narrow little areas, zooming over bridges to the point he's flying.
In the countryside, surrounded by trees.
Yep.
This is woodland.
Try and put yourselves in our situation before you say how dramatic this sounds. He's fishing in his bag. We can't see what he's doing because it's pitch black besides the phone that he's got on his shoulder now. And he's fishing in his bag, and all we keep hearing is like that sort of noise. Like, to us, being in the situation we were in, we were both like, oh my god, is that a gun?
We're gonna die tonight.
We're like, is he gonna kill us because
he's worked over the ship?
Like, oh my god. We couldn't quite figure out what it was, but we worked out that it wasn't a gun. I think we worked out he was like getting something from his bag, which he was rustling around or something. He picked something up to get under that thing, and then
I think it was a personal phone to text.
Yeah, I think he was like chewing on something as well, which was like making like popping noises in his mouth as well.
Probably chewing gum.
Yeah.
And then we get to my house. I was just dropping off some bags or getting some bags or something, and then we were supposed to be going back to town. But we were like, no, we'll get off, we'll book another taxi from my house.
He got angry at us. He got angry at us for saying that, for even mentioning that we would get another taxi so he could go home after him having a go at us. For him not being able to go home on time. We were like, okay sir, you've already tried to kill us tonight. We don't plan on it happening again. But yeah, wasn't having any of it.
He got angry. He went ballistic again. He was like, no, he like, we didn't hear the end of it.
Yeah, no. It just kept going on, and he kept repeating himself. We're trying to make it easier for you.
Yeah, so you can go home now instead
you had a go at us.
Instead of having another half-an-hour journey to take us somewhere else, for then you to go home.
Yeah. So
in the traffic.
We were trying to make it easier for him, but yeah, he was having none of it. He, like Emily said, he was getting angry at us. We were like, okay, he might try and kill us now because we're trying to get out of his taxi, so we're just going to stay in the journey. And to cut a long story short, the same thing happened on the way back. And then when we got to our destination, he was all happy and chippy and chirpy.
Yeah, like nothing had ever happened.
Like he didn't try to kill us, and like he didn't fly over a bridge, and like he didn't shout at us and shout at his company down the phone.
He asked for half of the money, didn't he, when we were at my house?
Oh yeah, which was already really sketchy. Like you don't ask for half the money because
you've done half the journey.
So for him to ask for half the money when both of us got out the taxi to do something, you don't do that. It doesn't happen. You get your money at the end of the journey when you've completed it, not halfway through the journey when your passengers get out the taxi and you can easily drive off with their money.
Yeah.
That's probably the end of this video. Make sure that you like, comment and subscribe and watch out for our next video. I'm sure it'll be a crazy one. Bye guys.